Hey guys, it's Ed with CMC Reptiles. Wanted to show you a couple of these hatchlings I had from this year. This is the Silver Bullet. This is actually one I did a video on, and he's actually in really deep shed right now. But I did a video on this guy because of his kinking and his just a really bad corkscrew he had, where he's got that twisty head and he never can move it forward, but yeah, he's kind of lethargic right now because he is in a deep blue. You could kind of even tell right here how his skin's kind of. But the neat thing is this guy has been, hammering the food, and his motor skills. Look, as you can see, he's moving forward. He couldn't do that before. He was actually would go backwards in a spiral. He never could go forward. So his motor skills actually got better. He's a couple of months old now since hashing out of the egg, and you can see he's putting on weight. He's, what, 200 grams now? But he has this kind of a pretty severe kink right here on his neck, on the back of his neck. You can see it right there. And then he has another kink on his tail. Plus that crazy wobble, but it is way better the way he can move forward now. If you look at my first video on this guy, it was, you can see how he's a little bit twisted right there. But he's eating live rat pups. Instantly. He's got some cool paradoxing right there too. Not that it's just broad block, because this is a Silver Bullet. It's a cine leopard to a cine pewter. So basically, that pewter gene is probably causing that paradoxing, I would think. But really neat snake. Glad he's doing well. He looks like he's going to be just fine, putting on weight. And yeah, I just keep him in this, keep him on paper. He sheds fine. And I'll actually, I'll spray him down too, just especially when he's in shed. Give him a little bit of water him down. And another animal that I've done videos on is a hatchling I had from last year. And I've done a couple of videos on that guy, and it's that Banana Fire I have that's blind. Here, this guy is right here. And this guy, this guy was assist feeding off and on. He was eating terrible. But now, you look at my first video I did on this guy, how tiny he was. But he's over 100 grams, like 125 grams now. Putting on weight. I actually stopped using the Reptile Prime because he would never eat. And if he did, it would take 2, maybe 3 days for this guy to get the food, because I would put a live rat pup. And I switched him to paper, and now he hits it instantly. He eats instantly. As soon as that rat pup goes in, I'm thinking because he's blind, he might be able to pick up the scent better on paper than on coconut fiber. I don't know. I'm just guessing, because I've had this snake's over a year old. And like I said, it just made it now over, 125 grams. And you can see there his eye. No, it's just not there. And I'm telling you right now, he's blind in that eye too. He's completely blind. But really cool snake. Really neat colors. Again, this is another snake that's going to be just fine. He said eating fine, everything else. But I think me changing to the paper helped him where he could actually pick up the scent of the animal a lot better. Because even his tongue response, he doesn't have the greatest tongue response. It actually doesn't come out as far as, you know, a normal snake. You just basically see the forks come out once in a while, that's it. So I don't know if he has trouble picking up the scent of the rat when he's on the fiber or not, but the guy's doing amazing. And I mean, you could pick him up, he never strikes, never bites, nothing. But now when you throw that rat pup in there, it's like in seconds. He knows what it is and just hits it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another animal I was a little bit worried about, and I think he is in shed right now, but oh, I'll take him out anyways. Get in there. Let's see here. And that was my Super Cinnamon. Ah, he's shed. Okay, so he's out of his skin. All right, Super Cinny. And look at that, he shed all in one piece. On paper. This guy right here I thought I was going to have trouble with, but because he wasn't eating, but now he's pounding the food. So this guy's pretty, I love this snake. Pretty solid black. A little bit of spotting from the cinnamon on him. But again, this is 150 grams now. A couple of months old. And I will be selling all these guys. I have some on, I actually put him on the Morph Market, I think, just recently, but again, he's pounding food. Sometimes you just got to be really patient with these, you know, when they're hatchlings. Live. Now he'll hit live and frozen thawed. You see that weird tongue? He has that weird pink tongue. You can see it almost perfect coming out of black. But yeah, this snake's really cool. Yeah, he just shed too. And one shed. One piece. See, on paper, you keep the humidity up right, it does the job. And let's see what other ones. There was a couple other ones I had a little concerned about. This guy's wrapping around the everything here. But now they are eating. Because for the longest time they wouldn't eat. But they're eating now. And that's the Inchi Mystic Potions I got. Yeah, both, and it's funny because I hatched out a bunch of these last year, and they did the same thing. They just started off slow eating and then just started hammering the food. And this guy's going into shed too. But these will also now, once they started eating, they're aggressive eaters. So he will take live, she will take live or frozen thawed, either way now, which I like. Once they get aggressive and their food response is aggressive, I try to switch them over to frozen thawed rather than them eating live. And it seems to work every time. There's always a couple that don't, you know, they prefer live. But the aggressive ones, you just put a little bit frozen thawed in front of their face and bam. I mean, I walk past those tubs sometimes and they're striking the tubs are that food responsive. But another really beautiful animal. And I actually hatched out two of these, one with less pattern. One's pattern is almost completely washed out, and that's that Inchi gene just cleans it up. Because I bred the Mystic to an Inchi Mojave. Now, again, this guy's in shed too. These guys are growing so fast, it's like they're shedding every week. But here's another one. Less pattern, the pattern's a little bit more washed out. You can't see it, it's faded. The ones I hatched out last year, I just bred to a straight Mojave. And the patterns were bright, and they were much darker. But this one, pattern's almost completely gone. Just that kind of stripe on the dorsal, and that's it. And this is a female also. Again, eating good. They first started, they weren't taking food for probably the first month. And you just got to offer them food once a week, whether they're eating or not, and then they'll start taking it. All right, guys, just want to give you that little update. I'll show some more. I got eggs in the incubator still. More hatchlings coming. A couple more pregnant females, gravid females, and I'm already starting to pair for this season. And I'll do a video on that, the females I'll be breeding for this season. All right, guys, thanks.